Hey and welcome back. This is Guilford, welcome to the Academy of Witchwood and welcome to my new small dorm room. Between the last episode and now I went ahead and built like a little additional room outwards from my study just to, well, keep my bed. It does have a little upstairs room which is not used in any way or form, and I'm just having this a little decorated here. I had to move my bed, so I decided to just build a new room or a little tower going out of my house so I can sleep there. And the reason for that is simple. I did take a look at the quest book and I realized two things. The first is we have 1 finished, we have 2 finished and 3 finished. And with that, we can complete the first year because only 2 challenges are needed to complete the first year. Nothing in the world will change because of this first step of your journey, but your school uniform will give you slightly bigger boni. I think that sounds great, so I will submit my schoolwork. And it says, year 1 marks the first rung on a long ladder. Records note your ascent. Challenges grow taller from here. So, I completed the first year. I will collect another 3 points in Arcane. And for the next year, I need to complete a total of 5 challenges. So I just need 2 more to get to that. And I went through the challenges available, and most of them, like craft every single potion or automate potions or create mechanical elements or construct a train line, things like these are really calling for a bigger base. But we do have 2 things here in the Alchemy tab. Produce 3 bottles of night vision, which I tried to do in the last episode but failed horribly. And build a room for alchemy, which is a great step in combination of that. And I think I can complete those 2 today. And to build a room for alchemy, I was thinking of extending my house outward, like I now did with my small bedroom. But I didn't want to go too crazy and decided instead to build downstairs, which is currently looking like this. I think this is plenty of room to build a small alchemy lab. And, well, to create the staircase here, my bed was in the way, so that's how it came to be. I think the first step here is to decorate this room a little bit. Let's see what we can do here. And here we have a little potion room. I think this is quite a nice little room. We do have things like brewing stands, obviously. We have places to put all of our empty bottles as well as the finished potions. And we also have things like the mixing cauldrons from Hexerai, as well as some decorative blocks. What we also have is a boiler and an alembic from Alchemy Magicae, which can be used to produce concentrates as well as more potions from our meshes without the use of blaze powder. But as we have some blaze powder, and I learned a little bit more information about how to get these meshes we were doing in the last episode, I think we can, for now, check off the topic of build a room for alchemy. You're required to construct a chamber dedicated to the study of alchemy. Yeah, I think I did. The room must contain shelves and storage. Yes, probably arranged with potions and the ingredients necessary for your craft. I would say done. And another skill point. So, regarding the ingredients, as I do have my storage currently just above, I'm not going to bring stuff down which I need up here. But regarding these meshes, how do they work? I said last episode that everything is completely random, and it is to a certain degree. There's a few ingredients that will always, at least to a certain degree, provide what you would expect them to do. For example, blaze powder will always have the strength effect as one of the 4 unknown. Gas tears will always have the regeneration effect, and so on. So if you can brew with that ingredient with the vanilla system, it also can be used in meshes. Then there is category types. So for example, all of the flowers will share one element, but you don't know what. So when I last episode said, let me get a golden carrot, it probably will have the night vision effect, that wasn't wrong. Golden carrots definitely have the night vision effect. So let's take that one. And now we just need to find another thing that also has the night vision effect and see what we get. Let me just get all the stuff that I haven't researched yet out of my boxes, and I will also go ahead and get rid of this mortar and pestle that we used so far, because this is the lowest level. If we take a look at Alchemy Magister, we have this mortar and pestle here. We have an iron mortar and pestle, which just costs a piece of iron and a stone. We have a gold mortar and pestle, and we also have a diamond bird grinder, as well as the netherite grinder. Netherite, as you would expect, you need the smithing upgrade and netherite ingot, but the diamond bird grinder, we can totally do that, and I do have the diamonds to spare to get a lot better results. So if you're using a higher tier grinder or mortar, it will have an impact on how long the durations are. So you can see here we have durations of 6 minutes and 11, or sometimes 2 minutes 33. We will see what durations we get with a diamond bird grinder in just a second. So 1 iron, 1 diamond, 6 cobblestone, and a bowl will get us a diamond bird grinder. All right, I will see you in just a second. So what we want to do is to find 2 ingredients that have the night vision effect. So we do have our grinder. We can put in the golden carrot. We know there should be a night vision on that. And then we can just test different things. We get strength 1 with that. So peony seemingly also has the strength effect, but no night vision. No duplicates on the oxydaisy. No effect with the pitcher pot. Feast with sugar. No effects with wines. No effects with glow lichen. Night vision and fire resistance in brown mushrooms and in golden carrots. All right, so golden carrots seemingly have night vision and fire resistance on that, as well as feast and strength. And brown mushrooms have Elysian, Lilliputian, which are the complete opposites of each other. as well as night vision and fire resistance on those. So, with this we definitely can get our night vision potions. Now we can think about what else do we want. Do we want a strength effect on our night vision? I think that shouldn't be too bad. We can get night vision 2 with torch flowers. So torch flowers also have the night vision effect. We can get the glowing effect with an emerald. Well, okay. Fire resistance 2 with a bone? Sure. An ender pearl wouldn't change anything. We do have Elysian and Lilliputian, both on the phantom membrane as well. Gas tier would get us wind charged. Don't want that. Blaze powder would give us strength 1, which was to be expected. A cobweb would give us weaving, which I don't want. A golden apple would get us feast and regeneration. And you can see the more ingredients I put into that, the higher the durations go. So I will take a look if I can get another effect for strength, maybe for strength 2. And I really don't need regeneration on that, but maybe feast. Feast would be great. How does that look? Stride 2, which allows me to step up blocks. Feast 2, which gives me instant saturation when I drink a potion. Haste 1, Strength 2, Night Vision 2, and Fire Resistance 1. I think that sounds like a pretty amazing potion. And let's get that mesh. Now, with the mesh, I do have 3 options what to do. Let me quickly go down and grab a bunch of glass bottles. I do have the option to just combine this mesh with the glass bottle, and it will give me a brew with these effects as they are. That will consume the mesh, will give me 1 brew. I do want 3 bottles of night vision, so let's not do that. The second option would be to, let me grab blaze powder. The second option would be to use a brewing stand with blaze powder with 3 water bottles, and putting the mesh in here will give me 3 bottles, but will reduce the durations to 66%, so 2/3 of the time. I still think 10 minutes of night vision and strength 2 is a pretty nice effect, so I'm probably going to do that. And the last option is to use the alembic, which can be just powered by coal, and will give me 2 potions with 100% effect, so a lot better than just combining it with 1 water bottle, but just 2 bottles instead of 3. So I'm going with the brewing stand, put in the mesh, put in the water bottles, and brew myself 3 bottles of night vision. And not only night vision, you've seen it before, the effects are quite substantial. So, we get 3 brews with no longer just 66%. I'm correcting myself. The information I had here were simply wrong. No, we do have 3 brews with 100% of the duration, so definitely the right choice to go that path. And with this, I would say we can say, okay, you shall prepare 3 bottles of night vision brewed to absolute clarity. Should the hue be muddled or the effect uncertain, you will be failed without appeal. I think we can be very proud of our bottles of night vision, which are probably a lot cleaner than one would normally expect. So let's get another arcane skill point, and let's take a look at the arcane tree. I went around down here and I'm going to grab spell damage, mana regeneration, spell damage, and mana discount. On the second thought, do I take this mana discount or do I take... No, it doesn't make any difference. I'm probably not skilling this tree any further, as I'm neither going for the 40% multiplicative Ender spell power, nor the Eldritch spell power. Both are great if you want to go in this direction, but I'm not really planning to. So, we have a lot of spell reduction now, which allows us to cast a lot more spells. But casting a lot more spells is only possible if you have a lot more spells, and currently that's not really the case. So let's, first of all, before I do anything else, let's go into our quest book. We do have 5 completed. Let's complete the second year. This is quite the productive episode, I would say. So, the further you delve, the clearer the pattern becomes. Confusion turns to consistency, and consistency into understanding. I will submit my schoolwork. I can choose another 3 skill points in any area that I want to. And I think I'm going to go into the alchemy skills, because there's a bunch of nice stuff, and I could imagine me using a lot more potions in the future. But let's grab the alchemy skill points. For the next year, I will need to complete another 3 challenges. So from here on, I need to go and actually go into the slightly harder ones. And I can imagine probably starting to build a magical tower as the foundation of a new base. But that comes first. I mean, we do also have a few quests in the summoning, dark arts, technomancy, and magical combat sectors, which we didn't go in at all until now. But we will definitely in the future. We also just got a new category, choosing your major. Mayors? Wait, I need to choose? Hey, how are you doing? You got through year 2? That's great. In the curriculum, you should now be able to pick a major. Some focus for your magical studies. I would recommend Arcane. That was how I was made, I think. Or you could go for summoning and surround yourself with lots of friends. Or how about the dark arts, blood spells, and being really edgy? Oh, well, just pick one that sounds interesting. I guess it still has an impact on your magical robes. Just the whole you will get a mentor to train you thing is somehow not available. Alright. Choosing your mayor. Your mayor won't make or break you, but preferences beat theory every time. Pick what fits your playstyle. The botany mayor, become the tree, will heal or poison, or will increase heal or poison. Magical combat, become the beast, mobility and hits. Dark arts, blood, bones and death. Arcane, research-centric, neutral, eerie. Technomancy, kinetic, heat or cold. Alchemy, longer potions. Summoning, more power to your minions. Alright. So, I will grab another 3 skill points in alchemy, as I want to go a little bit deeper in that. But now I really need to choose which of the mayors I will take for the rest of the playthrough. The mayor you choose will give you a bunch of effects, a bunch of support in this category when you wear the full school armor, which is, by the way, especially in the late game, probably the best thing you can do. So keep that on you. We do have the choice of all 7 selections. The Pledge of Alchemists. From the earliest experiments, alchemy has always promised longevity through potions. Fewer arts better exemplify magic as nourishment. Choose alchemy as your focus to extend potion effects and gain greater benefits from brews. I think that sounds pretty nice, but let's go through the rest. The Botanists. Botany, the art of drawing strength from nature itself. Ancient texts describe those who bond so deeply with flora that they seem half-rooted, half-human, embodying patience and resilience. Choosing the path of the Herbomancer makes you slower, but tougher to harm. If you value durability over speed, thus this specialization fits you well. The Technomancers. Technomancy favors hands, levers, and a brain that counts to pi without getting bored. Pick this major if you want less mysticism and more kinetics. Faster hands, physics-forward solution, still plenty of magic. The Pledge of Arcanists. Arcanists are scholars who bend basics until they start behaving like brilliance. Choose Arcanists if you enjoy core spell works and want wider efficiency and polish, not gimmicks. The Summoners. True Summoners fight by committee and win by delegation. Pick this major if you want your summons strongest wherever you are. Friends in all places, and they hit harder too. The Pledge of Phantoms. The dark arts court risks, blood, and the company of bones. Forbidden because they work too well. Choose this pledge if you crave dangerous spells and grim utility. It's not polite magic, but it's effective. And lastly, the Pledge of Magical Combatants. Strength and sorcery have long been rivals, yet some fuse them into a single discipline. Choose magical combatants to wield enchantments, buffs, and weapons alongside raw strength. A pledge of power in every form. So, I would like you to choose for me. Which way do I go? Let me know what you think would be best for me, and I will go that route. For now, as I just got 6 points for the Alchemist skill tree, let me gain a little bit of potion durations, experience gained, and luck. I will go down this path here and go into this luck element here, which is really nifty if you want to get more loot out of random chests. And as I've been opening random chests a lot so far, and will probably do so for the rest of the series, getting more luck will definitely help me get some of the more rare artifacts and other things that might appear. Alright. What I wanted to talk about is also the topic of glyphs. Because glyphs are plentiful, there's a lot of glyphs available. Even in tier 1, we still don't have too many. And I would like to increase my options a little bit in what I can do and what I can't. So let's take a look at a few of the glyphs that I really want to get. We do have the Fell glyph, which needs Diamond X and, well, a nature essence, I think it is. We do have the Item Pickup glyph, which I definitely want to have, so my spell automatically picks up items. There's the Cut glyph, which works like a shear, but it also needs a special essence. The Craft glyph, so I can have a 3x3 crafting crit with me all the time, is very nice. The Bubble glyph, I actually have no idea what this does. Captures mobs and entity it touches, causing them to float upwards. Huh. Okay. So I can bubble up entities. Doesn't sound too bad, but it also needs an essence. We have things like the Spark glyph, which is quite neat. But also things like Sensitive, which I really need. I, in between episodes, also got the Amplify glyph, which allows me to increase the power of my spells. And I think that's most of what I need from the tier 1. Oh, Dispel. I definitely need Dispel, but also that needs an essence. So I will definitely get those. We will get into essences soon enough. But after that, I would like to focus on tier 2 because it has things like AoE. AoE, Extract, which is Silk Touch, Luck, which is, well, luck or fortune, and also Pierce, all very, very important elements to get things done. To get into tier 2 glyphs, well, we can get these glyphs, no worries here, but we can't use them yet. I also have a few tier 2 glyphs here, for example, Propagate Missile. It's too powerful for my current spellbook, so there's no way I can use it yet. That means I need to upgrade my spellbook with Obsidian, 3 diamonds, 2 blocks of quartz and 2 blaze rods. So, for this, in the latest, we need to go into the Nether and we need to get ourselves some blazes. And that's probably what we're going to do in the next episode. We're going to hit the Nether, we're going to get ourselves some blazes, we are going to upgrade our spellbook, and we're going to create some essences. So, I will not bore you in watching me craft the essences I mentioned before. I will just do that off camera. And I hope you will enjoy the day and the evening and whatever time it is at your place. So, have a good one. Write me in the comments which path I should take. And for now, goodbye. See you next time.